The WNBA, for the very first time, has become interesting because people are smuggling in brightly colored dildos to throw on the court. And this has happened so frequently that you are now able to take bets on what color the next dildo thrown on a WNBA court will be. Blue is paying big money. This raises a lot of ethical questions. What if I put $10,000 on blue and then pay someone else $1,000 to throw a blue dildo on the court? Am I going to prison or am I a millionaire? Inquiring minds would like to know. These are the big questions. This has become such a problem. I just saw, just before I started recording, another dildo has hit the court. Mr. President, a third dildo has hit the court. This one was green. I had my money on blue. I'm very upset. This has become such a frequent problem that the WNBA has banned bags for the audience of these games. So you can smuggle one of these dildos in, but it's going to be a real pain in the ass. And obviously the women are upset about this because let's not mince words. That's sexual harassment. You know, like, yeah, we're throwing a dildo on the court. That's funny when you're throwing it at the men, but when you're throwing it at the chicks, let's be real, that is sexual harassment. Yeah, go and fuck yourself with this, bitch. You're just sexually harassing a bunch of 7-foot-tall women who could beat the shit out of you. I'd be a little bit more careful. They're going to start treating these people who throw these dildos like they treat Caitlin Clark, just beating the fuck out of you. No ref stopping it, bragging about it on socials. You know what I'm going to do? I'm a firm believer in gender equality. I'm going to go to I'm going to go to the NBA games and start throwing pocket pussies on the court. I'm going to chuck a fleshlight at LeBron James and say, "Yeah, go fuck this." That's what I want to see. I want to start seeing fleshlights thrown at the men. Now, very unfortunately for the WNBA, men throwing sex toys on the court has resulted in a huge boost in ratings. That's a problem, but also it's good that more people are watching slow motion basketball. It's just a shame that this is why. Again, this makes me think maybe this could be like a marketing opportunity. Maybe instead of mascots that are dressed up as animals, you just have mascots that are like sex toys. You get if the WNBA players are always talking about the pay gap, they want to get paid more. I have a lucrative brand synergy moment for you. How about instead of punishing people for throwing dildos onto the court, we get a dildo sponsorship? How about this? Even more money. We partner up with a dildo making company and a condom making company, and one side of the arena all gets a free dildo of their colored choice as they come in, and the other side of the arena gets condoms, and at halftime, people with the condoms hold them open and people with the dildos try and piff them in, and it's like that full court from the back shot. If you can throw a dildo into a condom from the other side of the arena, you win a car. And there's a car sponsorship. Now, all of a sudden, Caitlin Clark has enough money to pay security to protect her from the other women. I should be in charge of the WNBA, man. I'm going to fix their financial problems. I think that it's a matter of time before we start seeing some battery-operated vibrating dildos, because at the moment they're all like $30 silicone ones. I think we're going to start seeing some battery-operated ones. You know what's so funny? Like I just saw this, I think it was an 18-year-old kid. I've got it here. Second arrest over sex toys thrown at WNBA games. Players and coaches speak out. I think it's so funny that dudes are surprised that they're getting arrested for this. Oh, what do you mean I can't just throw a dildo at a woman? If you threw a dildo at a woman in public, that would be sexual harassment. If you're throwing it at a court full of women, I mean, why would you be surprised? I mean, you can't throw anything at fucking professional sports players. You're going to go to jail. 2 men have now been arrested and charged for throwing sex toys from the stands at WNBA games. One described it as a joke that was supposed to go viral, and the other said it was a stupid prank that was trending on social media. We're cooked, man. This is planking all over again, but instead of people falling to their death from great height, it's like fucking it's naively copying. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to put yourself on the sex offenders registry for a TikTok video. Players, coaches, and security staff have implored people to stop after multiple incidents in the past 2 weeks. The police report says he pulled the sex toy from his sweater pocket and threw it towards seats in front of him, striking a spectator in the back. Oh, you didn't even get it on the court? Oh, and I bet this guy thinks that WNBA players suck. You can't even throw a dildo from the stands onto the fucking court. You're upset at Angel Reese because she keeps throwing rocks? Can't get into the fucking ring? You couldn't even get a dildo on the court, man. Obviously, also couldn't get your real penis inside a real woman because any woman in your life will be like, hey, man, maybe don't do that. Police report says he pulled the sex toy from his sweater pocket and threw it towards seats in front of him, striking a spectator in the back, with reports claiming it hit a fan and his 9-year-old niece. Great job, man. Sex offender registry for throwing a sex toy at a minor. Good prank. Could you see, this is why when I see women go, oh, I hate all men, I'm like, you know what? If I took my 9-year-old little girl to see what should be a very aspirational game of women's basketball to show her what she could achieve in her life, and then some 18-year-old boy threw a fucking dildo at her, I'd be like, maybe the bloke should be in prison too. I'm starting to see the vision. This is so funny. He was tackled by a volunteer at the PHX arena who witnessed the incident and began following him as the man tried to leave the arena. Oh, so he was doing a drive-by dildo, just chuck it and leave. Fuck, that's so funny. Police say the man was arrested on suspicion of assault, disorderly conduct, and publicly displaying explicit sexual material. I mean, yeah, like this is like it's like a step down from wanking on the bus. Throwing a sex toy at a 9-year-old girl. You can never be a teacher now. You're unemployable forever. You're on the sex offenders registry, and you're going to have to explain it to your neighbors who don't want you to be around their kids. No, you don't understand. I was throwing a dildo at a 9-year-old girl for a TikTok video. Oh, so you were going to film it. That's your excuse? According to the court documents, the man told police it was just a stupid prank that was trending on social media and that he brought the toy a day earlier to take to the game. Luckily it wasn't, he didn't have it like in his in his bedside drawer. Just like, oh, I've got one here, slightly used. Comments echo he said he bought the toy a day early because it was a silly prank. The comments echoed a similar sentiment expressed by the 23-year-old man arrested in College Park, Georgia, after he was accused of throwing a sex toy onto the court during the Atlanta Games July 29 matchup. A police report said he threw another sex toy. Oh, so repeat offender. Here we go, the dildo thrower. A police report said he threw another sex toy during the Dreams' August 1st game against the Mercury, but that instance did not seem to result in a delay of play. I guess one of the women fell on it and it disappeared. He's charged with disorderly conduct, criminal trespassing, public indecency, and indecent exposure. All 4 charges are misdemeanors in the state of Georgia, meaning that if he's convicted, the punishment for each can be a fine of $1,000 or jail of up to 12 months. So he could go to jail for 4 years. A misdemeanor for public indecency and indecent exposure may also require registration to the state's sex offender list. Don't do this. You're going to ruin your life. It's also not nice to the ladies that are trying to entertain us with their incredible basketball skills. Leave the slow motion basketballers alone. Fever guard Sophie Cunningham says everyone is trying to make sure the WNBA is not a joke and it's taken seriously. And then that happens, Cunningham said on her podcast. Well, I would argue that something that's holding back the WNBA from being taken seriously is the fact that star athletes have their own podcast while they're in season. That probably doesn't help. But I guess the reason why these women have to have podcasts is because they're not being paid a livable wage. And that's wrong. They should be paid much more, even though they don't make very much money. I've actually kind of turned around on the whole issue of the WNBA wages. They should be getting a lot more money than they are now, even though they're not generating enough money to justify that, because that's what an investment is. And it seems like the league has really taken off. So I think that to really make the WNBA fully profitable, they got to boost the players' wages so that these women don't have to do anything else and they can just focus on playing. All right? If this woman has a fucking podcast, she's never going to be LeBron James or LeBron Jenny. These women got to be paid enough money where they aren't working part-time jobs and shit, or being influencers and OnlyFans girls on the side. And that's what'll really make it fucking rocket. Whereas I guess, I don't know, it is a hard one, like the pay gap, because in many ways it makes complete sense of like, they absolutely should not be paid equally to the men. That makes no sense at all. In fact, the entire male league subsidizes the women league because they make that much more money. But that said, the women should be paid more than enough to not have a second side hustle, or it will never truly work. So the WNBA will likely never reach income parity with the men's league. But if they just give these women like a little bit more money or heaps more money, I reckon the whole league will make a lot more money, because the women should get better by being able to focus more money and time on becoming better players. Also lower the rim, man. I want to see some of these chicks fucking slam dunking that shit. It's too high. Anyway, I recently formed an opinion about basketball because my son cares about it. So I'm like, I got to learn about this stuff. Another wild change. A Lewis Spears who can drive and has some vaguely half-baked opinions on the NBA. You changed, man. You used to be cool. No other professional sports leagues have faced sex toy disturbances like this, and it started a conversation online about the perpetrators' choices to throw them during games in a women's league with high-profile representation of lesbian and queer players. I mean, yeah, it's definitely not because they're gay. It's because they're women. It's not funny. It should not be the butt of jokes or any radio shows, in print, or any comments. Oh, sorry, Coach Cheryl Reeve. The sexualization of women is what's used to hold women down, and this is no different. This is just the latest version. These people that are doing this should be held accountable. We're not the butt of the joke. They're the problem, and we need to take action. You know what's so funny about this is like a huge reason why this is happening is because some fucking scam cryptocurrency coin is paying people to do it. That's what hasn't been spoken about like anywhere. Like the real actual perpetrators, the masterminds behind this constant dildo throwing. There's a reason why the more recent ones have been green. It's because there is a coin called Green Dildo Coin. A cryptocurrency group has claimed responsibility for at least some of the incidents, with the value of their meme coin rising 300% in 7 days. Dude, this is what I should be doing instead of trying to make money with videos. What I should have done is I should have put $10,000 on a green dildo being thrown and then invest that $100,000 that I win into the green dildo meme coin and then use that money, that $3 million, put all of that onto a second green dildo being thrown. Mr. President, a second green dildo has hit the tower. Now I'm a billionaire. I'm wasting my time doing this podcast. Go, please sign up to my Patreon. There's money to be made. We didn't do this is the cryptocurrency. We didn't do this because we didn't do this because we dislike women's sport or like some of the narratives that are trending right now are ridiculous. The group spokesman said, hey, get a new spokesman. That guy can't speak. We didn't do this like we dislike women's sport or like some of the narratives that are trending right now are ridiculous. The group spokesman said, get a new spokesman. That guy can't speak. That's not a fucking sentence. Those are 3 sentences stitched together out of order. What are you saying? Creating disruptions at games is like it happens in every single sport, right? We've seen it in the NFL. We've seen it in hockey. You know, fans doing random things to more or less create attention. Get a new spokesperson. Use all this money that you've made on these fucking green dildo shit coins and get a new spokesperson. That guy can't talk. I think what they need to do is the next person who throws a dildo, you gotta throw them on the court. And all the girls who have been training martial arts to fucking put Caitlin Clark in a coma, they get to do that to the dildo throwers. That's what I think.